What's up, Love Church? Mike Matlock here. So excited to talk about the All In campaign. You probably heard a lot about it. So I want to take a few minutes, explain the card to you, how the commitment card works, and what we're going to do with it. So the big event is next Sunday, November 4th, is Commitment Day. And that's the day when we're going to fill out our cards and bring them forward and see what God's going to release for this church. So the card, it looks like a lot of information. It may seem confusing, but it's not that hard if you think about it. Basically, we're going to talk about 100% engagement. We as a church body want everybody to be committed. Whatever that involvement is, the level-wise is up to you and God, but we want everybody to be engaged. When you complete the card, first box is what do you normally give to the church? What do you feel like you give on an annual basis? The next box is maybe God's called you to give that and more. And if God has called you to give more, you put it in that box. When you add those two up, and you take it times 2, that's your 2-year commitment. But on top of that, maybe you want to give something else out of stored resources. If you feel like you're called to give something out of your stored resources, you would add that there. The big thing to keep in mind is we just want to know in that box, 2 years, what do you feel like you prayerfully considered and God has called you to give? Put it in that box and fill it out. And we use these not as a tracking mechanism, but really to calculate what we can do as a church, because we're told to count the cost of a building before we actually build it. That's what we're trying to do. The last part is on the back. Don't get hung up on that. We're not looking for everyone to fill those slots. We know that God's going to release more than that for some folks, and maybe some folks don't give that much, and that's okay. Just use it as a guide if you feel like you need to calculate for 2 years. So again, we're so excited about the all-in commitment cards. Completed. Bring it next week on November 4th. We'll have an amazing celebration. If you have any questions, come to the All-In Hub. We'll be there. We have great t-shirts, but we also have some people to answer questions if it's on the building, if it's on finances. So thank you so much. Have an amazing week.